So I have just returned home from work, and something that immediately came into my mind of what I can talk about in a video is if you have ever worked a retail job, you just know that 90% of the time, even 99% of the time, it's complete hell, depending on what you are doing. Currently, the job I'm in is retail, but it's not specifically like serving customers or stacking shelves, it's a different area. And I do enjoy it because I'm essentially my own boss because I can just do what I need to do. So I'll talk about this in a future video, but I have worked retail before, 2 times actually. So I have 3 jobs overall, and the first job was retail, but it was working in a warehouse, and that was very enjoyable. But I'm just going to specifically talk about retail for this job. So it was my second job. I was a cashier. I stacked shelves. I did all that type of stuff. And if you've ever worked in retail, I'm assuming if you are watching this video, you have. You can just resonate with me so much about how customers just say the stupidest things, or how rude some people are, or how oblivious some people are. For example, as a cashier, you just, scanning their items, and I don't know, let's say, for example, it's a card-only machine, and they give you cash, and you're like, there's signs that say it's card-only, and then they start to say, oh, it's all your fault, oh, you should have told me it's cash. Like, how am I supposed to have a sixth sense that you have only brought cash and you don't have card? So stuff like that is just super frustrating, and I'm sure that as a cashier or stacking shelves in retail, it's just not the greatest job. Personally, I think you should find something that you enjoy in life, because a lot of the time you're going to be working. So if you can find something that you actually wake up and you can tolerate, because when I worked as a cashier, I used to wake up, let me remember. So I had super bad work time. I would wake up around 5 a.m. to work Saturday, 6 a.m. till around 3 p.m. Now, whilst it was good that I got the rest of the afternoon, and there are some positives, waking up at 5 a.m. on a Saturday when you want to be hanging out with friends, making memories, but you can't because you're working, it really does suck. And especially when you would wake up and it's 5 a.m, you're super tired, you're grinding, you're going to work, and you're just like serving customers, and they get to, go about their day. And of course, it's not their fault, but I used to do this all of the time in my mind. Just think I would be scanning customers' items, and okay, yeah, goodbye, bye, bye, bye. And it would be, for example, 6:30 in the morning. Then they would just go ahead and do their own thing. And then I'm just thinking in my mind, like, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that you're able to, on a weekend, just go and do your own thing, enjoy and relax. And I'm here at 6 a.m. having to do this. But that's just life sometimes. And sometimes you have to tolerate these things. And for me, it's just a job. It's not a career. Working in retail, in my opinion, is not a career. It's just a job, something to get by. I would recommend to all people, try and work on something on the side of your job, being retail. Because eventually, if you just work hard enough and you develop the right skills, you educate yourself in a side hustle that can hopefully eventually be your full-time job, then you can quit that job, that retail job. You can quit serving those arrogant customers who don't care, who just throw the items at you, who speak on the phone, and you're asking them, oh, do you need this? Do you need that? And they just not replying, they're just ignoring you. And let me think of some other times. So, of course, when you do the shopping, you have the bag, or you can bring your own bag to put the shopping in, to put all your groceries in, is what they say in America, groceries. In England, we say shopping. And so I asked them, oh, do you need a bag? And they just ignore me. So I'm like, okay, I guess they don't need one. Then I scan all their items and they say like, oh, I need a bag. It's like, why didn't you tell me this at the start? Again, like, I can't read minds. I don't know if you need a bag or if you have a bag near you or anything like that. So Yeah, it's an overlooked job that people just think, oh, you work in retail, oh, it's fine, it's easy, you're just serving customers, stacking shelves, but it's not as easy as people say. Physically, I would say, yeah, it's not too strenuous on the body, you know. There is definitely worse jobs. For example, work if you've worked in a warehouse, you know that that is a physically and mentally strenuous job. However, I think honestly, retail is more mentally straining. Having to deal with customers every day and the different types of interactions. Now, this sounds like I'm hate people, and that is definitely not true. I love interacting with people, having meaningful conversations. But that's what I say, meaningful conversations. Not repeating the same, like, oh, hi, do you need a bag? How's your day? How's the weather? Da, 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 da. It's like your mind goes into some weird motion when you have been, for example, working 6 hours in the day. You know you've got 3 more hours left, and you've been having the same conversations over and over with the same people, and you know, like, okay, I go home, rest and relax, and I have to do all the same again. So that's why I'd say it's not physically as strenuous. However, it can be, of course, but the mental strenuousness, if that's a word, the mental strain that comes from having to interact with people daily and just have stupid conversations. And the thing with retail is a lot of customers just treat you like you are dirt. They treat you as if you are nobody. They speak to you rudely. It's almost like they look down upon you. Like, you should be doing this for me because you work here. Like, no, I'm paid to do my job, not to be your boss. So if you are working retail, I would recommend, of course, keep working your retail job. Possibly, it depends. If you are working part-time, that's great, because the other times of the day you can start to learn and educate yourself in a more meaningful and adaptive career, not stacking shelves, because there's not much career progression through that. And of course, like I've said, for some people, this may just honestly be what they enjoy, especially for older people that are reaching around retirement age. They just want to speak to people all day, and that these non-meaningful conversations, they don't care about that. But for someone with an actual passion and drive to do better in life, you will definitely want to have meaningful conversations. You will want to surround yourself in a workplace that can uplift your spirits and can make you more positive and can increase your education and increase your skills. So overall, this message was, I don't really know. I don't really know what this message was. Just for the people that are working in retail, I have been there. I have experienced the ups and the downs. I've experienced rude people, rude customers, all these different things, and the blame for everything. Just know it's not your fault. Work on a side hustle and you will progress in an actual career. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day and goodbye.